Welcome back to the channel. Brad here. Today we're going to be looking at a critical subject to everybody: retirement income. Many people today find themselves having to work longer and later in life due to not having enough income, or what they perceive as not enough income or money to retire. All right? So this is a long-going subject that's crucial to everybody. It's really getting crucial to me because I'm coming up to that retirement age. So let's look at some statistics that are important to this, because 12% of men and 15% of women rely strictly on Social Security. They say 90% of the people over 65 depend only on Social Security as the major financial support. This is a huge subject to cover because that is a big number, and it's really scary when you think about it. The median monthly income for a U.S. adult age 65 or older is $4,191, which is just about $50,000 a year. Right? However, this figure also includes both retirees and those still working. So it should take it with a grain of salt here. Right? Interestingly, in 2022, Americans 65 and older spend an average of $57,818. This spending is higher than median income for that age group, which means the money in their accounts are going down. Many Americans aim for phased retirements, working longer, taking part-time jobs, and eventually fully retiring. I'm almost in that subject matter. I'm going through that transition point, but again, I'm only 56. So I'm a long ways away from actually being retirement age. A couple more years, I should be able to retire fully and have only my income from my investments. And a 2024 survey by Fidelity found that 2/3 of all Americans are planning on doing this. Between 2016 and 2022, 70% of all Americans aged 65 through 69 were retired. 83 of those between the ages of 70 and 74, and 88 for those 75 and older. Man, those numbers seem to be a little off skew. So only 83% between 70 and 74 is actually retired. That's a staggering amount. So let's save. You got to save for retirement now. Start young, start early. Did you know if you saved $7,000 a year from age 25 to 35 and didn't invest anything else and got the standard market, you'd have $901,000 for retirement at age 67? And if you didn't start until 35 and you worked all the way through age 67 and you saved the exact same amount, you'd only have $825. Again, start early, start young. Retirement income varies. And this varies from state to state. California compared to Mississippi, compared to Massachusetts, compared to Arkansas, right? Every state has different amount of income that people make. You're going to make more in California because, let's face it, they tax the heck out of you out in California. So you got to make more, right? Well, you go to some of these other states, you don't have to make as much money. You get more house for the buck, right? So it's all relative to where you live. But if you're going to retire in California, man, you're going to need a big salary, big income nest egg, even with income investing, to be able to withdraw that money to make sure it lasts you your whole entire life. right? So it's a staggering number when you go out to California. That's why you have so many people in California moving to other states, right? It's a big thing nowadays to see them relocating out to go to other states because of taxation and retirement. Because there's a lot of states that don't tax what's coming out of retirement accounts, and they don't tax pensions, right? So they become safe havens for these retirees, right? To go move to these states that don't tax pensions. You can actually Google that if you want to figure out what states tax pensions and which ones don't, and which ones tax IRAs and which one does not tax IRAs, right? So, that's the state level. Federal level, they're still taxing us. The median net worth of households where the head is between the ages of 65 and 74 years of age is approximately $410,000. When you calculate in California with $1 million houses, that's a pretty low number, right? For those 75 and older, it's about $335,000. However, these figures include the value of the house. So man, think of reducing that value of the house, especially in today's marketplaces, right? When you subtract the value of that house, the liquid savings and investments might be considerably lower, affecting their financial cushion for day-to-day expenses and healthcare. Hey, if you like this type of content, please hit the like, hit the subscribe. Please put comments down below on any questions you have about my strategy or any other conversations. Love to have a conversation with you about income investing and investing in general. As of the start of 2024, the average Social Security check is $1,907, which totals about $22,000 to $23,000 a year. Married couples receive roughly double that, about $3,800 a month, right? About $4,600 a year. This might seem significant, but it's not often enough to cover all the expenses. Even for somebody frugal as myself, those numbers are a little bit tough. Not leaving much gap to be able to do expenses, pay for health care, watch for things coming up that you don't expect. Inflation is hitting retirees harder than anybody else. They have no other place to get income, right? As prices for essentials such as food, groceries, healthcare, housing continue to rise, fixed income like Social Security and pensions don't stretch far enough. This financial squeeze makes it harder for retirees to maintain their savings. Very true. Hopefully you're not in that boat. Start young, start early. Most people don't put enough effort in planning for a comfortable retirement. I know when I was 20, wasn't even thinking about it. When I reached my 30s, it became a little more apparent. I wish in my 20s I put more money away. Don't make the same mistake I did. I caught up in my 30s. Good average 15% to 25% of my pay started going away into savings. And that's what I needed to do to catch up. I also had a nice corporate job. I also made a nice salary, so it made it easier for me to catch up later on in life. But don't plan on that. Please don't plan on that. You need to start young, start early, start thinking about this in your early age. For those older, there's that 4% rule that was out there. Always taught 4%. Even the author of the 4% rule doesn't use 4%, believe it or not. He's actually using 5%. But income investing will allow you to stretch those dollars a little bit more. I actually even looked at, when I was offered a pension, what that rate from that pension fund was going to give me. And I found that it was going to give me 6%, which is a pretty good number coming out. You know, here's a lump sum, here's your pension that you could get. And I go, wait a second. I can get 6 6, 7, 8%. I'm making 10% of my money. So why would I leave it at 6 when I can make 10, only take 8, and reinvest 2? It makes sense in my conditions and me taking care of myself and my family. In the end, it's all about you. Start young, start early. Start seeking out information like this. Follow my YouTube channel. I'm sure I'll get you there. We're going to talk about some growth income investments as well as the income investing. So, see you in the next video. Take care.